guys, welcome to the channel, and this is another Santa Saturday. If you haven't seen the first one, I'll provide a link to the playlist down below. But last week we did a cabin getaway, which was basically a big family cabin in Granite Falls. And yeah, so if you haven't seen that yet, definitely check that out. But today we are recreating a house inspired by the house in A Christmas Story, which, if you don't know what it is, it was released in 1983 and it was based on Gene Shepard's semi-fiction in his 1966 book In God We Trust, All Others Pay Cash, with some parts from his 1971 book Wanda Hickey's Night of Golden Memories. But it's one of my favorite Christmas movies ever. I think it's just really cute and it perfectly captures kind of like what a kid feels and does during Christmas. I don't know. And also, I believe it was set in the early 1940s, maybe even late 1930s, but based on the decor, appliances and cars and their clothes, I'd probably say early 40s. Yeah, so if you've never seen the movie, it's basically about Ralphie, the kid, and he has a mom and a dad, and his brother, Randy, I think is his brother's name. But Ralphie his thoughts are narrated by adult Ralphie, reminiscing about one Christmas when he was about 9, and it's set in Indiana. Ralphie wanted only one thing, and that thing was a Red Ryder carbon action 200-shot range model air rifle that shoots BB guns, I think, or not BB guns, BBs. And his one present that he wanted was rejected by his mom, his teacher, and even Santa Claus when he went to a department store to visit Santa Claus. And they all said the same thing: "You'll shoot your eye out." But yeah, it's one of my favorite movies ever. One of the funniest parts of it is when the dad wins a major award, and it's basically a leg with fishnets, and like the lampshade is like, it's supposed to be a dress with like fringe, I think. But it's this big leg, and he's so proud of it. He put it in the window. And like the movie says, till this day, it was debated as to what exactly happened. Because what happened was Ralphie's mom went to go, quote unquote, water the plants. And then all of a sudden the lamp broke. So in this house, I just want to preface it by saying, you know, it's not going to be 100% accurate. I tried my best. I took screenshots of the movie and I watched it last night too. But, you know, there's certain limitations in The Sims as far as like colors and items, and, you know, we did get some more period specific things that could work for the 40s, I think, which helped. But yeah, it's not going to be 100% accurate, so just letting you guys know in case you spot some differences. There is some areas in the house that aren't going to be usable because I wasn't sure what they looked like or what was there, because I was only going by what I saw in the movie. So yeah, just letting you guys know about that. So the living room's kind of weird. It had two sofas kind of butted up against each other, one side facing the fireplace and the other side facing the radio. And I don't know if this was common or if that was just how they decorated, but yeah. And then the other thing in the movie is that the stairs were actually L stairs. They weren't straight stairs like this, but we don't have L-shaped stairs in The Sims yet. So, you know, I did what I could with that. And also, another thing, in the kitchen, they had this huge farmhouse sink, and obviously we don't have like big wide sinks like that in the game. So I just took the two from, I think, Parenthood. I think there was a sink from Parenthood. But I just put two of them together so it looked wider. And if you're wondering what that big green thing is next to the sinks, they actually had this giant machine next to the sinks. I think it was an old-fashioned washer or washing machine. Another thing that was kind of important, I think, to the kitchen is that it had a stove, but it had a pipe that would go up from beside it. And I actually figured out how to make it look exactly like in the movie, but I figured that out later in the video, so yeah. So basically, you see those cabinets on the side of the fridge. I don't know if you saw it or not, but you probably will later. I basically switched those cabinets, the single cabinet next to the stove, and put the pipe through that. So that ended up working pretty well, I think. So as you can see here, I switched the cabinet and put the pipe through it, and I think it looks really, really good. I think it looks pretty accurate to what it does in the movie. So I did have some problems with the layout because I realized at this point that there needs to be a dining room in between the living room and the kitchen. So what I did was I extended the back and I added the dining room here in this little nook. Also, guys, apologies about my voice. It's been, I don't know, I feel like a sore throat's coming on, but I don't know for sure. So I may sound like I just woke up, but I didn't just wake up though, I promise. For the upstairs, I was a little confused on the layout of the upstairs because from what it looked like in the movie, basically you have the stairs and then you have the railing. Ralphie's room is like on the far side of the stairs, and then on the right of Ralphie's room, like if you're looking straight at it, on the right of Ralphie's room is the bathroom, and then across the hall is the parents' room. But I couldn't figure out how to make it work exactly right with the size of the house, so I did my best on that. So here I am adding the dining room, and the dining room has this like red floral wallpaper. We don't really have that in The Sims, so I went with a nice red stripe wallpaper. And these curtains that I would never use ever, from Cats and Dogs, the frilly ones, they worked perfectly for this time period. So I was really happy that was in the game now, because they definitely look like that in the early 40s. So next Santa Saturday, I believe it's supposed to be a winter wedding venue, and I was really excited because the creator of the snow mod, SimCookie, they updated it this week, but then they took it down again because of some coding issues, I think. So I'm a little worried that it won't be ready in time. So I'll let you guys know if I'm gonna change up the theme, but otherwise I think that, I think it should work out. Hoping that it's done in time, because you can't really have a winter wedding if there's no snow. And I was a little disappointed that I didn't have it for this house, since the setting in the movie is in the middle of winter, around Christmas time. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. So Ralphie's room, him and his brother share the room, and I noticed that there was a bookshelf in between the two beds, and which is kind of unusual because normally you just have like a nightstand or something. But one thing I really wanted to get right was his desk that he writes his theme on, his essay, and the windows are facing the left side of the house. And so because at one point he opens the window and he sees like his dad coming in from work, so yeah, I really wanted to incorporate that. And I also noticed that there was a ship and a plane and some books and stuff near the door to his room, so I really wanted to include that as well. I felt like the space was a little too big here by his desk, so what I did was I just kind of closed it in, so it was in a nook really. And I put lots of little clutter items on his desk, and I tried to decorate it in a way that was, you know, time appropriate for the early 40s for a boy's room. I think the wallpaper in his room was actually more like boats, but we don't really have a nice old-fashioned looking boat wallpaper, so I just went with stripes. And then this is the infamous bathroom where his mom gives Ralphie the soap treatment. So he said a bad word and his mom put soap in his mouth. So I was trying to recreate that that bathroom there off of the hallway. I don't know if the parents had their own bathroom or if they shared one, but I did put an extra bathroom en suite. It's just a toilet and I think a sink. So they'd have, if your Sims move into this house, they'd have to use the bathroom in the hallway to take a shower. So their parents' room, it had like a flower wallpaper on one side of the room where the beds were, so I tried to recreate that. I don't know what the rest of the room looked like, so I just kind of guessed and you know, did that on my own. But yeah, so as you can see, there's certain areas in the house that are just kind of not used, like the front part of the house next to Ralphie's room. I wasn't sure if that was part of his room, like if his room was bigger, but it seemed like it wasn't that big, so I tried to keep it accurate to the movie. So you may want to extend the room if you download this house, you know, change a few things around, maybe update the furniture so it's you know, okay for modern times. But yeah, I really enjoyed this house. Also, if you're interested, I have an IrrelephantSims build challenge. You can check that out. The rules on my channel, I'll provide a link down below to that video. And basically I have a few themes that you can build around and you can win a stuff pack of your choice. So that's always fun. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this little build of a house inspired by the Christmas Story house, Ralphie's house. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye guys.